so imagine that, like, with all these interest rate increases, how much more you can buy so much less house right now. That's why, like, you've had, like, off of the once the Fed did that first 75, you had a 50% decline in people showing up to open houses in America. Like, I think the one thing that everyone's talking about, the banking sector, people aren't talking about the real estate sector. We're not going to have like a 2008 crisis, because we didn't do that, right? This was a money printing, financialized assets going up sort of thing. It wasn't just a real estate thing, but real estate's going to be a big drag on the economy for a while. So, yeah.
Do you still think later this year we get the pump in crypto?
Yeah, we still do. I think we're getting it right now. I think we're gonna still pump into the summer. We're gonna do. I think we're gonna hit, like, if we're lucky, we hit somewhere in the mid 40s for Bitcoin, and then we get a nice 40% correction.
Is that what you think, Richard? Is I don't think he's been timing it for 2 years, but I think
No,
if
no,
there's a local cherry on top timing
yeah,
that's convenient for pulse chain launch, you think he's trying to do that?
yeah. We want calm waters, and then we want wind at our sails. So if Ethereum and Bitcoin are going up, it's a wealth effect. People, if your assets are increasing in value, why not? I'll gamble a little bit. Let's try this pulse chain shit out. Let's see how it works. And this money flows into the system. Versus if we had launched pulse chain during the Three Arrows Capital drop, or we launched it during Luna collapse, or we launched it when FTX collapsed. Dude, 2022 was a crazy year, bro.
Yeah.
That was a crazy year, but it's not very easy right now. So um, it's interesting. So even though on paper, so like people who bought the housing top, but bought at that interest rate being at zero, basically, there's like it's all because like that, like even though it's leverage, it's a very interesting sort of leverage because it has terms, right? If you got a 30-year fixed mortgage, even at the top of the market, your mortgage payment is lower than buying it today. So
Hmm.
imagine you have a $900,000 house, because a lot of the houses in here in Vegas kind of topped out around 900 grand. Right now they're at like 780 right now for nice areas here in Vegas, right? So that mortgage payment. So if me buying 900,000, let's just buy $1 million house here in Vegas at 3%, 4%, locked it in for 30 years. My mortgage payment is lower than if I try to get a house today at a $700,000 house. So it's all about.
Crazy.
So if you can you can get into the house, and it's like that payment. I know I can afford that very easily. You're totally fine. It doesn't matter the because you're either buying a house for utility or gains, right? If most people are buying their house because I need a place to have my kids, or I think this is a great area. I'm gonna live here for a long time. It's a utility, and that's worth it for you, right? But a lot of people played the real estate game trying to get appreciation. I always thought it was really stupid trying to get like crazy amount of appreciation on a house and stuff. That's not really how you get rich and stuff. You would do that more on multifamilies and stuff, where like you're trying to get appreciation, or you can increase rents or something.
Yeah.
I just recently had Jay Waller in the studio about a week ago or so, and he just bought himself a mobile home park. 40 unit and stuff. He's making like what 11 cap, so he's making 11% a year on that, and then he's
Wow.
fixing it up, and he's building 10 more rooms for 10 more RV for 10 more for 10 more slots for units and stuff like that. So he's not only is he making 11% cash on hand on that and stuff, then on top of that he's increasing his bottom line with the extra. Basically, he's increasing his revenue by 25 extra percent by doing additions and upgrades to it. Like that's different, versus like I'm gonna buy this house right here at the top. I'm gonna buy this house right now, and I hope it doubles in price. It's not gonna double in price in like two. Yeah. But anyway, I'm just talking shit. Sorry.
No, amazing. I just imagine Jay Waller like walking around with a baseball bat asking people to pay rent. That would be hilarious.
Oh, they pay. I
But
mean,
no,
it's
that's
yeah, it's because people. I mean, honestly, it's a. I mean, if outside of the stigmatism of like, oh, that I live in a trailer park, a lot of these trailers are actually very nice.
yeah.
It's very nice. It doesn't cost that much because if you own it outright, right, they're probably paying $300 a month. That's it, or $500 if you got the water linked into utilities and stuff. It's not terrible. I mean, it all depends. It's like there's also this crazy thing too of like for most of human history we have lived with other generations. It is a sort of a weird thing. Like most times, like your mom and dad would live with your kids, and you'd have this family structure. This is really normal. This is really normal across most of the world. It's just we've made it very weird now. In the last 100 maybe 150 years, that like you have to have your own place. I mean, it's people have lived together for a long time and stuff. So it's I don't know. Maybe we're reverting back to how it used to be back in the day. I don't know.
See?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we just shouldn't go in the direction of they'll own everything and we'll own nothing. As long as we don't go that direction, I think multi-generation, if it's it can be. There's a lot of healthy things about it.
Yeah, crypto honestly said I'm dealing with Section 8. I wouldn't do Section 8. 8 more ACs, 16 more sinks, pain in the fucking ass. Yeah, this is why, like, one thing I would say where Grant Cardone was pretty smart on this, he focused mostly on the one step above Section 8. So he focused on a lot of rents that were like $1,200 to $1,800, $12 to $1,600 rent, because he said there's people, the next, like the people from Section 8 who are trying to upgrade, they're going to land in there, and people who are up here paying 3,000, 4,000 a month fall into this range. So he kind of picked that sort of range, being like, it's sort of like why like Dollar Tree keeps growing and growing in stores and stuff, Dollar General and all that stuff, is because if people are falling out of the middle class, you can catch them there on the up and the lower middle, right there, or the higher poor. I don't know. These ranks sound so dark to even say that shit. It just sounds so weird saying lower middle class, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, man. Yeah, real estate bottom, you guys. Hey, make sure you buy it if you want to buy a house. Not a terrible. You make some nice crypto gains this year. I'm personally going to sell some of my crypto. Not a crazy amount, maybe like 20% at most, and then rebuy back once we kind of bottom out, you know. And then from there, I'm not really selling any crypto for pretty much like until like the market top, basically. And I think this is kind of off to the question you were telling me earlier, like how much would you sell and stuff. Like I would always keep 20%, 30% of my bags just not selling, no matter what. It doesn't matter, right? But you know, I was able to grow my bags quite significantly before I'm buying the bottoms in the market. You know, I got into cash and then I just rebought back in the bottoms here. But yeah, man, what's your plan? Are you planning to just, are you still like kind of figuring it out right now?
Yeah, I think I'm looking at my dry powder, I'm looking at my bags, the way things are set up. I feel like I'm in a good position right now, going into launch, going into the macro conditions this year that we all try to speculate on. It's hard to say when the next war will happen or otherwise, but yeah, I'm still looking for deals. Although I could also see maybe there's another leg down, but I'm ready to take advantage of opportunities. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm looking for opportunities, have dry powder, and also bags are packed. So I feel like I've been in the best position I've been in for the last year or two. I think I feel like I feel pretty good right now.
I mean, when were you able to take some profits in the last all-time high for Hex and stuff? And I mean, you don't have to answer this, you know, if you don't want to, I always like asking guests, kind of like, so on the last cycle, did you manage? I mean, did you manage like to pay off things, or is this cycle more or less the time where you're gonna like pay off the house or get like? Because I tell everyone, do not use credit cards are the fucking devil, dude.
Yeah,
I'd rather you take a fucking personal loan than a credit card any day of the week, dude. Like because most people, like the minute that credit card's over $5,000, $10,000, people can't pay them off anymore. Like you're just paying the minimum payments forever on that. It's such a trap, dude. It's like, and it's crazy. Warren Buffett ends up like he makes a lot of money off of credit cards and stuff. uh, you know,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I get it for businesses and stuff. Like if you're just using it for points and you can pay it off at the end of the month every year, sure. But most people, you know, you have a bad month or two in like a small business and stuff. Those credit card bills start racking up and stuff like that, and you can't pay them off. Like you just can't. Like, you know, what is it, $10,000 if you own a credit card? What is that like? I think like $600, $500 minimum payment. That's a car note.
that's crazy.
That's
Yeah, it
crazy,
is.
dude. And you're just paying interest off. You're not even paying the principal never goes down. So it's like, oh wow, I really killed it this month. Let me put 1,000 on the card. You only subtracted the balance by $400 fucking dollars.